20 years of trying, 20 years of frustration. Dale Earnhardt will come to the caution flag to win the Daytona 500. Finally.
Third-generation star Dale Earnhardt Jr. brings him to the flag. Checkered flag waving. It's over. It's Earnhardt.
He's going to do it. He's going to win the race and the NASCAR Sprint Cup Championship. California's Kevin Harvick does it.
You are the 2014 Sprint Cup champion.
The 24-year-old from Dawsonville, Georgia, is about to join his father, Dawsonville, in elite company. Chase Elliott is a NASCAR Cup Series champion.
Ah! Ring that sign, boys! Yes!
And the 1991 winner of the Daytona 500 is Ernie Irvan, the Morgan McClure Chevrolet.
Honk.
Honk. Clean Air Show, episode 19, Las Vegas edition. Phil, let's go gamble. Let's roll the dice. Push the chips all in. I don't know. I don't know how many more corny gambling references we can make. Fox will cover that.
Let's play Go Fish.
Let's go play a game of war.
All right, Clark Griswold.
Let's play spades.
What's up, everybody?
What's going on? Another recorded edition of Clean Air Show. Pre-recorded. Saturday night, 11 o'clock p.m., and here we are. Honk.
Honk?
A little clean air after dark, Phil. Episode night.
Little bush lattes, you know,
little Budweiser. Cheers.
Yeah.
I'll drink to that. Car number 19. Here's your fun facts of the number 19. Currently driven by Chase Briscoe. The number 19 Bass Pro Shops Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. Which I want to make a correction to last week's deal. I said that Kyle Busch drove for Joe Gibbs Racing from 2008 to 2010. That's not at all what I meant to say. He did not only run for him for 2 years. Ran for him for a lot longer than that. But anyway, the number 19 has started 1,646 races with 91 drivers and has 23 wins, 23 poles, 130 top fives, and 386 top tens. From 1957 to 1963, Herman Beam raced the number 19 a total of 194 times. Every single start of his career, he is famous for holding the longest streak of races without a DNF with 84. From 1961 until 1963, he had 57 top 10 finishes in 194 races.
Consistency.
Absolutely. John Rostek started 4 races in 60 and 63 with 1 win in Arizona in 1960. Cale Yarborough, old Cale, made 33 starts in the 19 for Herman Beam. Best finish was 5th twice at Myrtle Beach and Savannah Speedway.
For Herman Beam?
For Herman Beam.
All right.
JT Putney started in the 1971 times, almost half of his career starts. At Fonda Speedway in 1966, Putney carelessly pulled back onto the track after receiving service in the pits. He re-entered the track right into the path of an oncoming car of Tiny Lund. Putney not only took out 4 cars in his boneheaded maneuver, but he was KO'd by a punch from Lund. Lund had approached Putney following the incident in the garage area and knocked Putney unconscious with a right cut to Putney's jaw. NASCAR officials fined Lund $100. So old boy pulled a Kevin LePage and then proceeded to get Austin Hild. Henley Gray has the most starts in the 19 with 231 from 67 to 77. Out of 76,000 laps, he only ever led 2 of them.
Mr. Inconsistency.
Here we go with great names again. Dick May drove the 47 or drove 47 races in the 19 from 74 to 82. May worked as a NASCAR official following his career.
He may or may not have.
And Dick May.
Dick
Who
May.
may? Dick May.
Dick May.
One of your favorite cars, Phil, the Bullseye Barbecue Sauce number 19 to Chad Little.
Love that car.
He was in the 1950 times. In 1988, 1990 to 1993. Another one of your favorites, Phil, Loy Allen Jr. started 37 of his 48 Cup starts from 1994 to 1997. He did win the Daytona pole.
That's about all he did, though.
He was the first rookie to ever do it, and he finished 22nd.
He tore up a lot of shit, I'll tell you.
Allen's team missed 12 races due to a tight budget. He only had a best finish of 11th in Charlotte. He only had 2 more top 20 finishes and a DNF count of 7.
But he was sponsored by Hooters.
He was sponsored by Hooters. The number 19 was famously driven by Casey Atwood.
Infamously.
And then it was driven by Jeremy Mayfield.
Meth famously.
After dark.
Famously.
That's a story for another day. I always thought Jeremy Mayfield got a bad.
I 100%
that
agree
deal.
that Jeremy Mayfield got a bad rap.
A guy who we both hold in high regard. 2006, Elliott Sadler left Robert Yates Racing and drove the number 19 for Ray Evernham. Mike Bliss, which we went through the career path of a while ago, was in the 19 a total of 29 times between 2012 and 2013. And then in 2015, a guy who's big in the news this week for being on a podcast, Carl Edwards, drove the 19 for Joe Gibbs Racing. Won the Coke 600 and the Southern 500 in that car. Almost won the 2016 championship. We'll get into that one later. Daniel Suarez then took over the number 19 after Edwards. And then after Suarez, after nothing really happened there with Suarez, Truex took it over and had a couple championship 4 appearances and a great crew chief with an awful pit crew.
Always.
It
didn't matter what crew he had, dude. They could switch the pit crew out and they still sucked.
They could never get, if I remember it correctly, they either were too slow on one side every time or they never got all lug nuts tight on at least one tire.
Yeah, and when they weren't screwing up, he was screwing up.
Yep. Speeding on pit road, all that. Oh, yeah. Some other notables that made starts in the number 19. Jason, and it quotes this as his nickname here. Jason Left Turn Leffler had 2 starts. Bill Elliott had a start in it. Derek Cope had 10 starts. Mike Skinner 3 starts. Benny Parsons 1 start. And Dale Earnhardt Sr. 1 start in the 19. There's your number 19 fast facts. That killed off 8 minutes.
I want to see this Dale Earnhardt number 19.
Why do I feel like it was almost a pink car?
No, it's red, white, and blue.
I'm looking it up now.
Looks like that 77 car that they did a throwback to.
Oh, it is red, white, and blue. Look at that. His 1 start in the 19. Great driver he was.
So we said, 11 o'clock on Saturday night, but what we're not telling you is 3 hours of it was spent like the other night just going down rabbit holes.
This was supposed to be recorded Thursday night.
Yeah, we got lost. Oh, Brandon was pissed, by the way.
Why?
Because he said, if you guys had told me you were just going to sit there and bullshit, I would have stayed and just sat there bullshitting. I was like, well, that wasn't the intention. That's what happened.
Oh, it definitely was not the intention at all. I think I looked over at you at 10 o'clock, and I'm like, Phil, it's 10 o'clock. I'm not starting a recording now.
Here we are at 11.
At least it's Saturday.
It is Saturday.
I mean, you do have to work tomorrow.
I don't do nothing on Sundays.
So last weekend we were in Phoenix, and Christopher Bell just
3 in a row.
3 in a row. The option tire was impressive. It provided good racing. However, at the end of the day, it's still Phoenix. There's no way they're coming back to the championship race with 2 different tires, and it's going to be a snooze fest that probably Penske will win. Agree? Disagree?
I like how they did it. I think there should be like 4 sets.
Well, where you could use the whole race if you wanted to.
1 set in the first stage, 1 set in the second stage, and you got 2 sets in the final stage. Have at it. Make it a race out of it. If it goes long green flag, you'll see who decides to do what and figure out, okay, are we going to have a yellow? If we don't have a yellow, do we save those tires? Do we put them on? Like, it's going to make it interesting.
See, my fear with that is that you'll get a really just a race where it's nothing but green flag runs, and no one will ever get off the option tire. It'll just be everyone's running the same tire. You won't get those comers and goers like you did yesterday, and that's why I think, or yesterday, Sunday, and that's why I think you won't. I don't know. You just won't have as good of racing. You won't be able to repeat it.
I see your point.
They won't let it happen.
Yeah. I 100% see your point. You know, it's like, again, it's as a fan, here's what I want to see. And, you know, it's not going to happen, but I can dream.
No, that's just it. We get stuff that we like, and then they get rid of it.
Like the option tire, in all actuality, I like. Like, as a whole, I think it's a good idea. But
I'd agree.
It's got to be processed better.
I can agree with that too. It's got to be. I mean,
I had no idea last week was an option tire race until I turned the race on and they were talking about the option tire. I had no clue.
I feel like I knew about it going into it.
I mean, I'm sure I knew, but like they don't talk about it. Like they didn't talk about it on like, I listened to Sirius on the way to work and stuff. They didn't talk about it on there whatsoever this week. Like it wasn't big news like it was last time. It's a novelty idea now. They're, you know, they've already done it.
It is them manufacturing a good response from fans. That's how I would put it. Because I can't watch that race at Phoenix and go, well, yeah, that was a great race. Because it wasn't. It was a good finish. Look at Bell kind of sort of using up his teammate there, and nobody batted an eye.
The only one that really made it interesting was Ryan Preece.
Yeah, because Preece was doing it when nobody else was doing it, so he was flying through the field. Phoenix is just rough, man. It's a rough track, and I'm all for them putting grass down in the dog leg because, boy, that's just nothing but a pain in the ass. I mean, it's cool for every restart, but first you see Austin Hill running into the inside wall. I mean, then I don't know, man.
You want to talk about that?
We already talked about that last week.
You want to talk about it again? Big chunk of the week.
But like, I don't know, man. Then you had the Logano penalty where he went down. If there was grass there, that's never going to be a penalty because he's not going to go down there anyway.
I'm not a Logano fan, but I think he got screwed by that penalty.
I did not. By letter of the rule, he did absolutely what they said not to do. And I'm not a Logano fan, so
I don't think he was down there yet. He was on the line, but he wasn't down there.
I mean, it's policed the same way with the double yellow line rule at super speedways. It's supposed to be, what is it? one side of the car has to be below the line. Well, they call it if there's just tires on the line. I mean, it's the same way here. The whole car has to be across the start-finish line before any of it gets to that line at the bottom.
Shit.
What?
I just yawned.
You all right over there?
I'm good, dude. I'm putting the Zen in. We'll be all right. I was kayaking today, bro. We went out to Boca. Me, Ian, and Ryan went out to Boca and did some kayaking up through the like along the golf course and stuff. It was cool. Nice green water.
Were you out there for a long time?
No, not really.
I thought you were going to be out there for a while.
We were, but then it was windy as hell.
It was windy today.
So we kind of gave up on that because the way we were kayaking was directly into the wind, and it was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I can see that. I went to the old Cooper's Hawk tonight for dinner.
How was that place?
Enjoyable. We're wine club members, so for one night a month I have to drink wine. We did our wine tasting before we went and sat down. They go, "What do you like?" I go, "Got alcohol in it. I like it." I don't know, just fill that glass up, I'll tell you. And they do strong pourings. You know how like tastings are usually just like, a little bit, little minute amount? No, they fill that fucking glass up.
I'm a big wine guy.
I was 4 glasses in before we even sat down.
That happens.
At that point, they were just saying, "Do you like it?" I'm like, "Yeah, fuck, fill it up again."
I'll try it again.
You already tried that one. I don't think I did. All right, maybe I did. After a certain point, it all starts tasting the same. Yeah, it was a good time, man. And it's for nice dining, it's not too bad.
I've been saying I want to go try it.
Let me know. We got to go every month with that wine club thing. You get 2 bottles a month. So if you don't go pick them up, they stack up. Like we picked up 6 bottles tonight. We've had it since December and haven't been back since.
Hell yeah.
But it's pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. We had the Truck and Xfinity race, and I've got to say I watched maybe an hour at most of both.
They didn't do anything for me. I had the truck race on last night, and it just...
Did it not seem like during that truck race they ran a shit ton of cautions?
For nothing.
Caution laps. Like, I mean, it was just constant caution lap.
The
lap.
Xfinity race today, and there was a caution in that, and like, who was it? Somebody got sideways, and like, he was sideways in the corner, and they threw the freaking yellow, and he saved it and drove away, like no contact, no nothing.
Dude,
wasn't even sideways for that long.
Talking about saves, Lane Riggs last night.
Oh yeah,
that car was wrecked.
He's a wheel man, dude.
Do you see the little? Does he have a Zen sponsorship right in front of the rear tires?
I don't know. Does he?
I thought I saw a Zen logo last night, and I'm like, wait a minute, ain't no way. Because if that's the case, Majeski might have to slide over as my favorite Cup driver or trucks driver. I'm looking it up myself too right now. Oh, it's Clue. Clue, CLEW. I don't know. The can looked like a Zen can on the side. And I'm like, ain't no way.
Clue.
Clue flavors are... They have a menthol, a spearmint, a blueberry, a cool mint, a watermelon, a wintergreen, a coffee, golden tobacco, and that's all I'm seeing. So yeah, it was Clue, not Zen.
You got me excited.
Got you all excited? I'll tell you what, I'm hoping that in Homestead they have that grizzly tent there because those grizzly pouches, they hit the spot.
I hope so. They had that one last time that I ended up finding. That one in the Zen trailer.
I'm all like looking at it now, trying to figure it out. I mean, it probably isn't the best thing to be doing while we're recording the show, but hey, here we are. Just deal with it. Straight Talk Wireless 400.
Homestead next week.
Homestead next week. I think Victor's going to join us on the show. Next week. Next week's going to be recorded. And I think he's also staying at the house.
Sleeping on the man couch.
No, we got a guest bed.
I'd make him sleep outside.
I'd make him sleep outside. I'm curious if he's just driving himself down there, like following us, or if he's just riding with us. I don't know. I don't know, man.
I don't know either.
I'm trying to look it up, and I don't see nothing. Here we go. Fan zone map. Blazy Susan is there, Phil.
Mm-hmm. Now I know all that stuff's free. I'm taking a little bit of everything.
I don't see anything for Grizzly, though.
Damn.
Which sucks. Although it looks like it's the same map as last year, so who knows if that's actually updated. Yeah, it can't be updated. Because Legacy isn't in the same trailer as Junior Motorsports anymore. They actually have them split with Bowman and Byron. At least that's how it was in Daytona. So that is an old fan zone map. So I don't know if Blazy Susan's actually going to be there, Phil.
Damn it, AJ. You got me excited.
Oh yeah, Stewart Haas Racing isn't a thing anymore either, and it's on that map. So yeah, that's an old map. Sorry, Phil.
It's okay, buddy.
Is CW still showing NXT?
I think so.
Okay. Damn, I looked at that the other day and I was like, yeah, hell yeah, that's cool.
I got some friends coming in from up north that texted me today that want to meet up with me. They've told me where they're sitting and stuff. I was like, hell yeah, I'll meet up with you. They're friends of mine from Pocono and Dover that worked with one of the clients that I worked with in the marketing stuff.
Nice. Are they got infield too?
I don't know if they do or not, but I mean, I'll sneak out into the grandstands like I did last time.
Yeah, I looked at what tickets are left, and I'm like, ain't gonna be a sellout, that's for sure.
I gotta message my buddy John, see if he's going. He was trying to get me to work the F1 race with him.
Oh yeah. Isn't that coming up soon?
Yeah.
I think that's in like a couple weeks, if not next weekend. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
I don't know. F1 is having a race in Australia this weekend.
F1 doesn't do shit for me.
Yeah, not me either. But next year when Cadillac comes in, I'll be paying a little bit of attention to it.
I really have been reading into the rumor about Dodge coming back as a truck.
Little Ram 1500.
Ram 1500.
Speaking of the trucks, who won yesterday?
Corey Heim.
Corey Heim won yesterday, his second win of the season. They had a lot of rain in that race.
Yeah, it was kind of a shit show.
It was a little bit of a shit show. Xfinity race today, Allgaier won. I wish I had more to tell you about it. I didn't watch it.
There wasn't much. Allgaier won stage one.
I saw Allgaier pass Zilich, and then the next thing I know, I looked down and it was like 2 to go, and Allgaier was pulling away from Almirola.
I went out to dinner, and I figured the race would still be on, and I got home and turned it on, and they were in victory lane. I was like, oh, shit.
It's always cool to see Allgaier win. I feel like he wins at Vegas. Like, that's his track.
I feel like their mile-and-a-half game has stepped up at Junior Motorsports because, I mean, they had 4 of the top 6 cars in qualifying, and
Yeah, because Sammy Smith qualified on the pole.
yeah.
They got to figure it out, especially in qualifying lately.
It was
they
Smith, Zilich, Allgaier, and then Quapple was right there too. I think he was third.
Sheldon Creed didn't win again.
Who did finish better though out of the 2?
What, Creed or Love?
Oh, Jesse Love all day.
Did Jesse Love finish ahead of Creed?
Had to have.
Now we're gonna look that up. I wish I had more for you guys on this.
Jesse Love finished third.
He finished third. Yeah, he for sure finished better than Sheldon Creed.
Sheldon Creed finished 10th.
I saw a Cole Custer fan out in the wild last night.
I don't believe they exist.
Swallich didn't finish.
He wrecked lap 1.
No, did he? See, I missed it all, man. I was also at a child's first birthday party as well. I wasn't going to pull up the race on my phone there.
Josh Williams finished 29th. Had to get out of the car.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he still got that.
Oh, that sucks.
That chest shit that he had last week.
Yeah.
And he said, like, under the G-forces and with the seatbelts, it made it so he couldn't breathe.
Yeah, that's a problem.
So he got out, and Ty Dillon got in and finished the race 6 laps down, it looks like.
Did you hear the story about Dawson Cram? Dawson Cram, their race team, brought the car they wrecked in Phoenix to Vegas, fixed it up, and then like immediately in practice it was smoking and leaking fucking gear oil everywhere.
Yeah.
There's a text message chain I have here with Victor, and because he commented something.
Isn't that a Mike Harmon car?
I'm not sure. I think so. It's a 74.
Yes, 74. It's a Mike Harmon car.
Where did we talk about it here? I said, yeah, let's wreck the dog fuck out of it and try to band-aid the bucket of fuck back together for next week. Then race a half mile with it.
Hey, they made it. They made it 192 of 200 laps.
I mean, no, solid. They got the car back in order and working and racing. And I just,
it ain't worth that.
Nope.
Little bit of money.
Nope. If you're worried about money and you're worried about saving money, that's be the last thing I'd be doing. But they're running for the points too, so they get a payout for it. I mean, hey, do what you got to do. Do what you got to do.
Allgaier won stage 1. Almirola won stage 2.
And Allgaier won the race.
So it was finished 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2.
Jesse Love and Austin Hill finished 3rd and 4th.
Yeah. Sam Mayer 5th. Brandon Jones. Ryan Sieg with a good run.
Sieg's always running good. Dude, Zilich there at the end fell off like a rock, then rebounded for 9th. So
good run for Harrison Burton too. That's his first good run of the season, I think, in that car.
I'm beginning to think that over on the Cup side, it was a driver problem and not a team problem. But Josh Berry been running good in that 21.
All right, so we've been looking for shit to talk about. I got a good one for you. All right, I got 2 good ones. Me and Brandon were talking before while I was waiting for you.
Okay, what you got?
What is your number 1 iconic paint scheme of all time? Iconic,
driver, the minute you see it, you know who it is.
Like driver sponsor combo. Like who is your all-time favorite?
Can I have a tie for number 1?
Yeah, absolutely.
Realistically, it's a 3-way tie. It's Petty and the 43 STP number 1.
Mm-hmm.
It's tied with Dale Sr., GM Goodwrench, number 3. And I'd put Jeff Gordon in the 24 DuPont up there.
Okay.
That's what I would do. I mean, there's so many good ones, though. Kelly Yarbrough, 28 Hardys.
See, that wasn't one that came to mind for me. I was more of like a
Davey Allison, Haviland.
just in general interstate batteries. Like with
But
all the drivers they've had.
that's just it. It's got to be synonymous with one driver.
Right, and that was the problem. So for me, I went Rusty Wallace, genuine draft.
Okay, Miller in general. Because
I'm talking the black and gold one. Like that was the one that I remember.
Solid one. People I don't think would say Jimmy Johnson with Lowe's.
Yeah,
I mean that they were with Mike Skinner at one point, but I mean I remember
they were with Brett Bodine. They were with.
Here's another good one. Bobby Hamilton, Square D.
Kenny Wallace, Square D.
Kenny Wallace, also Square D. Tony Stewart and Home Depot.
Dale Jr. and Budweiser.
Dale Jr. Budweiser is the obvious one there. I'd say Kurt Busch and Sharpie, even though it wasn't
a long term, but it is though.
But you see that scheme, you know who it is.
The video of him losing the tire at Homestead.
Yeah.
Like that's the video that always comes to mind.
Carl Edwards and Office Depot.
I would say Carl Edwards and Affleck.
Yeah. Danica Patrick and GoDaddy. Kyle Busch to me is M&M's, even though he was with Kellogg's and all that for the first. Like every time I see an M&M's car, I don't think about Ken Schrader.
Nope.
I don't think about Elliott Sadler. I don't think about David Gilliland. I think about Kyle Busch.
Ernie Irvin drove that.
Ernie Irvin. Very good. Swervin' Irvin. Derrike Cope.
Denny Hamlin with FedEx.
Solid one.
There's so many good choices though. Like that was the hard thing for me.
Truex and Bass Pro, no matter what point of his career.
Oh, 100%.
And that car had a lot of Austin Dillon has had Bass Pro sponsorships. John Andretti had the Bass Pro sponsorships. Noah, but I just think Truex every time you see Bass Pro.
So the other one, if you were a car owner and had 4 drivers and you could pick 4 drivers, any driver from all time, whether it be based off of skill or favoritism, who would you 4 drivers be?
Dale Sr., Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon, this is the tough one. I don't want to keep going too recent of guys. Like I'd like to throw one old school one in there. If I had to throw an old timer in there, it'd be Kelly Yarbrough.
Okay.
But if I'm thinking like I'm wanting to win and I'm wanting to win consistently, I'd put Tony Stewart in there.
All right.
That'd be a solid team. Not one of them would fucking get along with the other, but
so my first pick will be Larson, based off of just general driver skill. I don't like him, but you almost are stupid if you bet against him. Sorry.
Okay.
Kyle Busch, Tony Stewart. And the fourth one is a tough one for me. And I thought about it. And I can't remember even who I said with Brandon when him and I were talking about it. But like you said, you want to go a little older.
Yep, that's where I wanted to go with it.
I'd go Harry Gant. Mr. Consistency, Mr. September.
I mean, Pearson would be a hard one to leave off of it, too.
There's so many, though. You think about it. Buddy Baker.
You'd almost have to do eras.
Uh-huh.
Like, in this current era, I would take Hamlin. I would take Larson. I'd take Bell. This is the fourth one on this era is tough. I'd play favoritism and say Chase, but it's really not the right answer. I'd say Kyle Busch. I just look at Kyle at so much of like a previous era than now, like current present day, that I don't put him there, but that'd probably be who I went with. Kyle, Denny, Bell, Larson. That's where I would start a team with.
I'd probably agree with you.
God damn, that's tough. That's tough. Let's go one generation prior.
Let's go before that. Let's go early 2000s.
Okay. Early 2000s, meaning like we're just disregarding 2000 2001, right? Like we're
Correct.
just going to move that out of the way.
We'll just move those away from where we're at.
Okay, so nobody get offended when I don't say Dale Sr. here. I would say Dale Jr.
100%.
I would say Tony Stewart.
Uh-huh.
I'd say Jimmy Johnson. Jeff Gordon. It is really tough to leave Kevin Harvick off of this.
See, I think there's a couple.
You know what, though? Early 2000s, I can't say Jimmy because Jimmy didn't really become Jimmy Johnson until like 2003, 2004.
You've got Kenseth early 2000s. You've got
Yeah, but Kenseth just killed you with consistency. He didn't win all that often. So I would honestly.
But as a team owner, what do you? But as a team owner, sometimes
consistency, but
sometimes
more.
But sometimes consistency's good.
So I would say then I would remove Jimmy. And
What about Mark Martin?
I'd throw Stewart in there. Martin wasn't winning much in the early 2000s.
When did he stop winning? 98, 99, probably, right?
Yeah, consistently. I mean, until 2009, the year out of nowhere for him. So I would say, or if you're talking early 2000s and this is post Dale Sr., that's where I would go with it because Stewart won a shit ton. Gordon won a shit ton. Junior won a shit ton. Who was the other one I said?
Junior,
Stewart, Gordon, Stewart,
Johnson.
I said Johnson at first, but then I pulled
Harvick.
him off. Harvick didn't win much. I guess 03 is where he picked it up and threw it on 03, 04, 05.
Again, though, consistency. But like you said, consistency don't pay the bills.
God, every time you say early 2000s, though, I think Dale Jarrett. Dale Jarrett was in a rocket ship in 2000.
See, I think Dale Jarrett more of 90s.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, guys, this isn't just random stuff that we post on our socials. This is stuff that us guys are thinking of all the time. Me and AJ are always messaging shit like this, and Brandon's the same way. We wanted Brandon on tonight, but we got a little late for him, so he took off.
I got it. Ryan Newman.
Ooh.
He won what? 6 races in 2002, 2003?
What year did Gordon win 13?
Was that 2001? 98.
Okay.
98. Won 13 races in his third championship. I'm looking up best NASCAR drivers of the 2000s now.
I'm looking at paint schemes from 1996.
Yeah. See, I think of when you're saying early 2000s. What's the cutoff?
I mean, I would say 2000 to 2010.
Okay, so you're going for all of it. So then I would take out.
I would say go the 10-year era. I mean,
Okay, so if we're going 10-year era, then it would obviously see Senior wasn't winning much at the end of his career, so I can't even say him.
I wouldn't even say him because what did he do? He had 1 year and then he died.
Yeah.
So I mean, really, he
Yeah.
wasn't a big influence in that era.
Yeah, his 2000 season was almost forgetful. He only had what, 2-3 wins that year?
Yeah, Talladega and
I mean, everyone looks at the 2000 Talladega victory. He had 2 wins in 2000. And the only reason why he didn't win a championship was because Bobby Labonte was too consistent.
see, that's another one we left out. Bobby Labonte.
Yeah, but again, it was consistency. It wasn't. I don't know. I know consistency gets you championships. If we're saying the complete 2000s up and down, it's Junior, Johnson, Gordon, and Kyle Busch. That's a total of one. How many championships he had? He won every one from 06, 07, 08, 2009. Johnson won the 09 title, right?
Yeah.
That's like almost 6 championships, give or take, in a 10-year stretch. 6 out of the 10 years it was a champion. And I would imagine a mass for 80 wins during that stretch. I'll take those guys. I still think that Kyle Busch should have won the 08 championship.
I still can't believe how bad Edwards got screwed. I know we talked about that last week, but I also went back and I watched some Greg Biffle stuff, the Greg Biffle Dale Jr. download. Didn't realize how bad he got screwed either.
Is that the one where Biffle said that he should have left? He should have left Roush earlier than what he did.
Yeah. They kind of like forced him to stay there.
Yeah, it just wasn't the right fit for him anymore. I don't know, man. Vegas today. Who's going to be dangerous?
Penske cars are always dangerous.
The little Logano type win here.
But again, Spire cars looking hella fast.
McDowell on the pole, man. McDowell on the pole.
Shit, dude, we're out of Zins.
That's a problem.
No, it's not. We got another can. We're good.
See, I don't know if I can trust McDowell. I don't think I can trust McDowell to win, is the thing.
He's got to break the streak at some time, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That group has had fast cars all year long and just had stupid shit happen. Look at last week.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Josh Berry, another strong run, starting 7th. I'm gonna run down through the lineup here real quick.
I think you're gonna like my my
Your
picks
fantasy
this
for the week?
Yeah, I think you're gonna like what I did.
All right, well, let me run down the starting lineup here. Got Mike
Okay.
McDowell, Logano, Cindric, Bush, Jones, top 5, Bowman, Berry, Byron. I feel like those guys are always together. Zane Smith, another good qualifying run, starting 9th. Larson, Busher, Priest, Bell, Reddick, Hamlin, Chase Elliott, Ty Dillon, 17th, out qualifying a whole bunch of people, including his brother. AJ Allmendinger, Ross Chastain, Bubba Wallace, Noah Gregson, Austin Dillon, 22nd. Suarez, Briscoe, who's been fast all year, all the way down in 24th. Hocevar, same thing, 25th. You got Custer, Keselowski, SVG, Ty Gibbs, Nemechek, Stenhouse, Gilliland, Justin Haley, Riley Herbst, Cody Ware, and Ryan Blaney with no time.
Yeah, because Blaney spun in practice.
He ain't got no luck.
No, and now I'm questioning my fantasy lineup. Who did I pick? Okay, no, he's not on it. All right. Did you put your fantasy lineup together already?
I did.
What you got?
I went, you can't count him out after 3 in a row. You can't count out C. Bell, so I took him in again this week.
I've got him.
This one might surprise you, but I actually went Chase Elliott.
I did not. I actually took him out of my lineup.
And then I went Ross Chastain,
Okay.
Josh Berry, Eric Jones.
Okay. All right.
The only person I've used already this season is Christopher Bell, and that was last week, and he got me a win. So,
Who'd you do on your matchup picks?
I haven't yet.
Oh, okay. Well, you want me to go through it while you make yours?
Yeah.
So I went with all these guys I've either not used or only used once so far. So I went Kyle Busch, Christopher Bell, Josh Berry, Kyle Larson, Chris Buescher, and Michael McDowell.
Christopher Busher, that boy Christopher Busher.
Christopher Buescher. My matchups, I went Reddick over Briscoe, I went Bell over Logano, I went Busch over Chastain, and I actually went Gregson over Bowman, believe it or not.
I went Reddick, Bell, Bush, and Gregson.
So we did the same thing.
Yeah. And I've got Logano in my garage that I'm really debating on putting him in instead of Chase Elliott this week.
I don't know, man. They unloaded slow. They unloaded so slow. So slow.
Plus 1,500.
So let's go through picks then for the week. I won Phoenix with Logano. It's 3 in a row over here, Phil.
With all due respect, and I mean with all due respect, I'm just trying to get some picks out of the way early. Yo, who's that dog?
That is my parents' dog. They're on vacation, so she's here. So I lock her in this room so that the other dog doesn't get at her. She's a good girl. Right? Yeah. Word.
Cool.
That's what she does, though, all day.
Just lays there.
Just lays there. Rubs her head.
Hell yeah.
Little Maltese, man. That's the dog that... Fuck, we had her when I was living with my parents. We got her when she was like 5-6 weeks. If you weren't even old enough to be taken yet. And they were just like, no, we're not going to make you drive back down here. Just go ahead.
All right, I'm going to go Kyle Busch and Josh Berry.
I'm going to go Austin Cindric. Only because I can't see where, if I would ever use him anywhere, like just out off the top of my head, like, oh yeah, that's the guy.
You want to caution that's the guy.
I mean, Bud, Kyle Busch could be the same thing.
Well, you got laid out on your table back there on your ottoman. Directions to something?
Oh yeah, it's just a guide. It's a map. I'm sorry, I'm putting our picks in on the phone. We got to do big junk, Bill.
I think there's only one option for big junk of the week.
Catherine Legg,
Austin Hill.
Daniel Suarez,
Austin Hill.
Ty Gibbs again.
Bubba Wallace.
Yeah, Bubba Wallace KO'd the fuck out of that wall. All right, we'll go Austin Hill. I agree with you. That shouldn't even be Big Junk Award. It should just be Big Dumbass Award.
This would be a stepped on the PP award.
I guess I should cover that with my back because I feel like YouTube doesn't look politely against directions like that.
What are you directing?
Traffic.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, fun fact with Phil. You actually had one this week. Bill Elliott.
Yeah, but it wasn't that last week's?
No, you didn't say one last week.
I didn't say it last week?
No.
Okay.
Remember, we were supposed to record Thursday. It's when we talked about this.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Shit, I forgot. Did you know that Bill Elliott was involved in a fighter jet accident?
I did not until recently.
Let me look it up.
I got you with your pants down, Phil.
NASCAR legend Bill Elliott's near fatal crash with an F-15 while riding passenger in an F-16.
Word.
Where did it go? There it is. Involved in midair collision with F-16B, F-16 landed safely as the F-15 pilot ejected. The passenger of the F-16 was NASCAR driver Bill Elliott. No injuries reported. No injuries reported from either aircraft. F-15 written off. F-16 repaired and later involved in fatal crash in 1991.
It's almost like a fucking boat at that point. You just kind of let it go.
Well, hold on. Have you ever heard of what is the dude's name? Oh, damn. Hopefully it'll come to me. Hold on.
I've got a fun fact for you. Do you know there was a person in Japan that got hit by the big A twice? He was in Japan, like Hiroshima and Nagasaki, on the two separate days that those were dropped.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Can you imagine that? I mean, I think I said earlier today to a buddy of mine, I said once is a coincidence, or once is an accident, twice is a coincidence.
Dude, I'll have to find that video. But there was a video and I was watching it and I read into the story. And it's happened a couple times. It was an old cup car and then there was this was a sprint car. and it was involved in a fatal crash, and they rebuilt it, and the dude went out and wrecked it again. Like another driver went out and wrecked it again and died in it again.
Certain things that crash, you just shouldn't go back into.
No, that's just, I don't know. There's something morbid there.
Yeah, that's just not.
What else we got?
I don't think we got nothing.
Homestead next week.
Homestead next week, I'm looking forward to. What the hell are you doing, dog? She all focus on her fucking leg.
I got nothing else to really touch on. I think we hit everything quickly.
I want to let you get to bed. That's what I want to let you do. This is the show that felt like it was never going to be recorded.
We delayed it a couple times.
Yeah, just a few.
It'd be all right.
It's all right. We're going to record next week. I'm going to try for Wednesday.
I'm off Wednesday, so that'll work.
I'm going to try for Wednesday. We'll record.
Works for me.
So we won't have anything but the cup race to go over, but hell, we'll have Victor on. We'll be bullshitting anyway.
I'm excited.
Hells yeah. All right, y'all.
All right, everybody.
We're out of here. What do we want to end with here? I don't
Victor?
got anything special. Yeah, I guess we can end with Victor again.
Victor's that's a good ending.
All right, well, let's do it.